Welcome to the Entrepreneur's Lounge radio show, where we expose the myths of entrepreneurship and release the weight of it all. Real people, real issues, and real talk with expert solutions. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show as we welcome our host, Alicia Brown, the Joy Guru.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, Alicia Brown, the Joy Guru, and I just want to take this quick pause for CEO Talk. And today we're going to be talking about, is it time to throw in the towel? Now, of course, you know, at the Entrepreneur's Lounge radio show and podcast, we air every first and third Thursday of the month at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can go to the entrepreneurslounge.info and find our past episodes and experts who weigh in. But this is my quick time with you. And I want to talk about something that today I've been discussing with a few clients on, is it time to throw in the towel? Now, we all know as entrepreneurs what that feels like. You work hard, and there are just moments, there's seasons, there's spaces where you feel like nothing's working. Maybe you're sidetracked on what you see in social media, or maybe it's a competitor that it just looks like they're winning. And I'll come back to that. It looks like they're winning because everything is not as it appears, but with outside appearances, it looks like they're winning. And you're working hard, and you're doing everything and checking everything off the list, and it just feels like you're not winning. You're making big investments, and you don't feel like they're paying off. Then you start doubting yourself. Maybe you don't have what it takes to be successful. Maybe you've reached the height of your success, and this is it. Should you just go ahead, quit, throw in the towel, and just go do something else? Well, I won't tell you that the small business failure rate isn't staggering, because 20% of small businesses fail in the first year. 30% of small businesses fail the second year. And you would think, okay, after 3 years or so, you're okay. Not true, because 50% of small businesses will fail after 5 years, and then 70% in their 10th year of business. Can you imagine 10 years of building something and it's gone? So it looks like the odds are more against you than they are in your favor. But here's what I want to tell you. The odds don't matter. What matters is what you are positioned to do and what you believe. A lot of times, and I'll say in recent times, we have social media. You know, today it's hard to believe that social media was not always here, but it wasn't. So we have people that are able to be social media fabulous. You have YouTube influencers that, you know, seem to blow up overnight, and you're looking at these videos, you're entertained by these videos, but it really doesn't seem like they're doing anything special. But they have all these likes. YouTubers a lot of times have millions of views, and you're looking at, hey, what I do is more important than that, or, hey, I could do that. Why don't I have the same response they do? You're looking at social media. Maybe you're looking at people that put on all of these events, and you're assuming a certain level of success, and they're toting their accomplishment and achievement. And again, you're doing the comparison game. Why am I not there? I offer what they offer, or I'm just as good as them, and maybe you feel like you're better. You've been in the game longer. Why aren't you having that success? Is it time for you to call it quits? Not necessarily. And I use that as a caveat because sometimes it is time to call it quits, but not for the reason that you're thinking. You know, as entrepreneurs and CEOs, sometimes life changes. So there are appropriate times. Maybe your health has taken a turn. I've certainly been in that position, and I didn't close my business, but temporarily closed the majority of its operations. Of course, that was newer in the game, so had certain systems been in place and certain people, I wouldn't have had to make that decision. But nevertheless, I did. I survived it, and the business flourished and moved on. There are times when maybe you had the loss or death of someone, or maybe there's certain family situations where truly you cannot devote the time to your business. So I'm never going to shame you and say there are not times when you do have to make that decision to either call it quits or maybe let certain parts of your business go because they no longer serve you. But before you quickly throw in the towel, consider this. How many people are there on the planet? I mean, I'm a book publisher. So there's a bunch of publishing companies. There are also people that do what I did before I recently started the publishing company, and they're consultants. They may have no desire to take care of your royalties or certain aspects of publishing, but maybe they're just helping you with the strategy to get the book out of your head and onto paper. Did that for years, enjoyed it until we expanded our services. But even with that being said, all the businesses that serve future authors, how many people on the planet want to write a book? How many people have had that desire in them and have not fulfilled it? How many of those people don't know your story, don't know your special background, and if they just had the introduction to you, would love to work with you? So you mean to tell me, because there's this major publishing house over here, or there's this person over here that seems to be doing better than you, you're simply not fit to help people publish their books, write their books, get their ideas from their head on paper? What I'm trying to tell you is that one thing will always remain true, regardless of what type of business you have. There will always be more people that need services than there are providers. The game changer is the introduction. It's not necessarily that you're not skilled or talented or that you're not worthy of the prices that you charge. It's simply that there are people that need your services that have never had an introduction. Once you have the introduction, they're sold. So really, instead of focusing necessarily on throwing in the towel, you may need to focus on your position or the positioning of your business and brand. Now, here's another thing I want to caution you. I have a lot of clients that when they first come to me, the first thing they want to talk about is their website, their marketing efforts, their social media game. And while all of those are factors, your business needs to be analyzed. What are you doing? What have you done? What has worked well? What is not working so well? What is your target? Who are you targeting? What are your efforts as far as that's concerned? See, because you can have a beautiful website, you can have a wonderful social media game going on, and I'm not saying those things are important. But if you don't have the structure of the business, if you don't have certain systems, if you're not clear on who you're targeting, then you're going to be that brand that people are very unclear of what you do. You're going to sell cupcakes this week. You're going to be cutting grass next week. The third week, you're going to be out there detailing cars. And we have enough of those people. So people don't know what to buy from you, should they buy from you, and they just move to a brand that's much clearer than you are. So am I saying it's never a time to throw in the towel? Absolutely not. But it's always the time for you to refocus. There's always the time for you to analyze, benchmark, get the opinions of others, have some strategy sessions. And oftentimes, if you do something really well for your clients that you're struggling with, then more than likely it's time for you to hire a strategist or a coach of sorts. Because a lot of times we can see the blind spots of others and advise them very well, and they're very profitable and have great success. But we can't see our own blind spots. We often don't see the way that we get into our own way and limit our success. Sometimes it's simply a refocusing, a shift, because things changes. Things change. You know, the industry changes. People's temperaments, their preferences, technology changes, and sometimes we're doing things that are old, outdated, antiquated, or the reverse. Sometimes we're so into the technology, we're so into the social media, we're so into the marketing that we forgot about connection. How do I connect to the people? How do I best serve the people? And is this even what they want? Sometimes what you're offering is of high value, but it's not what the people you're targeting actually want. It's not the best way to connect to them. So you're like going like a hamster on a wheel to give them this, and they don't even want it. And then other times there's needs that they have that they don't know they have and that they need, and you do because you're the visionary. You present it to them. It's the solution they were looking for and didn't even know they were looking for it. So take those few considerations, and I challenge you today, don't just look at those high percentages of failed business. Don't focus on perceptions on social media of those people that seem to be doing so well. Don't focus to the point that you're comparing yourself and you're becoming disheartened and you're discouraging yourself. You can focus on what your competitors do well and ways you may need to adapt your brand and follow suit, not copy, not steal material, but maybe some changes that you need to have. Also, if you're going to focus on your competitors, make sure you focus on what is your niche. Because it's those big brands who no longer exist and we never imagined they would go out of business, one of the things they failed to do is look at the trends and forecast. When we were doing VHS and we had all of these, I don't want to say brand names, but we had all of these stores that you can go to and you could buy VHS tapes to come home and watch your VCR. A lot of people didn't see that Blu-ray was coming. A lot of people didn't see that DVDs were coming. A lot of people didn't see that Netflix was coming and different people like that. Or even when they sort of heard about that technology, they didn't think it would be a force to be reckoned with. And boy, did they estimate wrong. And it cost them big. It cost them their whole business. But people are predictable, and a lot of things in life are predictable. So if you're going to spend time focusing on things, focus on what matters, focus on what will drive your business, focus on what you do well, and focus on what the people that you need to serve want. Focus on those changes. Focus on the unique solutions you provide and what's your area of expertise. What's your secret sauce that makes you so different that people must buy from you versus your competitor? And I guarantee if you focus on those things and you focus on consistency and you focus on being flat-footed, you will find that you spend less time thinking about throwing in the towel and more time rejoicing over your wins. Because as is always said, there's more than enough for everybody. So don't let fear, don't let perception knock you out of the game, but remain flat-footed, be flexible, focus on what people need for what you do, and do it well. Bye-bye for now, and remember, you deserve all the success in the world, and make sure you pursue that relentlessly.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Entrepreneur's Lounge, where we expose the myths of entrepreneurship and release the weight of it all. Real people, real issues, and real talk with expert solutions. Make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook page and thejoyguru.net for show updates, announcements, and to learn how you can be a guest on our show.